Yo, what's up? Just your YouTube douche here, gonna teach you how to get a six-pack. First, oh, Mum, I need a protein shake. Right, so, Mum, have you got my Gymshark vest, the really tight one? Oh no, don't worry, Mum. Yeah, this could get me more likes, because if I got my abs out, then you know that I'm talking about how to get abs. Oh. I'll tell you what. Yes, baby oil. Oh. Oh. Yes. Mum, I need more baby oil. What are you saying? Welcome back to the Legacy Bros, or well, one of us today, because this is episode 5 of the Brotherhood Shredding. I hope you've enjoyed all of the other episodes. Make sure, before we start this video, to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. By subscribing to our channel, you're going to help everyone else in the world know about us. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. Little update on me before we start the video. Like I say, 5 weeks into the shred, 9 more weeks to go, feeling like we're focused. The focus is there. After that Alpha Elite meet, I'm so focused. I don't know if I've told you already, but I'm focused. I don't know if I've said it enough, but yeah, I'm focused. But the blinkers are on. So focused to smash this competition now. I'm now weighing 75 kilos, roughly, give or take. Started at 80 kilos, so I've dropped 5 kilos. I've still got another 5 kilos to go, but I'm feeling so good. I'm happy with where I am at the moment, and I know that I can drop that extra 5 kilos. So, and I know I've got plenty of time to as well. Feeling leaner than I was the first time I competed, so things are definitely where I want them to be. Macros haven't changed drastically, that I have dropped them a little bit. I had a refeed the other day as well, which just mainly for the mental side of it, but to be fair, I could have actually gone without it, but it was mainly for that mental side, and I was just feeling super flat, so that just sort of, I kind of just wanted to use it to practice more what I'm going to do on peak week. So yeah, but like I say, I could have actually gone without it. Cardio's up to 4 times a week, so still got room to play with the cardio. Same with the macros, still got room to sort of adjust them as well, which is ideal because there's no point in doing loads to start with, and then when it comes closer, I can't go anywhere with it. So yeah, like I say, feeling really good, feeling really, I guess, feeling confident, which is always good. But speaking of macros, the title of this video, how to calculate your macros. Today, no gym, I'm just going to talk to you here, me and you, talking, just us, nobody else, just us talking about how to calculate your macros. Now before we start, I just want to say that this is the way I do it, this is the way I've done it, and this is what works for me, but it doesn't necessarily mean this is the way that everyone should do it, or it doesn't necessarily mean my way is the right way. It's just the way I do it. So if you're going to get all aggy and you're going to go, oh no dude, that's not the way to do it, I don't care because it works for me. So whatever, bro. But before we start, macros. What are macros? Macros are your carbs, your fats, and your proteins. So these all go into your calories. So in any sort of food, you will have carbs, you'll have fats, you'll have proteins, and these will all add up to the whole calories in that food. Okay, so carbs, per gram of carbs you will have 4 calories, per gram of protein you'll have 4 calories, and then per gram of fat you'll have 9 calories. Okay, so this is why a lot of people fear fats, just because they're a lot higher in calories, but that's not a bad thing, it's just they're higher in calories. So okay, so when it comes to macros, I want you to remember, if you're watching this video because you're thinking I'm going to give you my macros, and then you can take my macros away and use the exact same macros as I'm using, and you'll get to the goal that you want to get to, I can tell you now, it probably will not happen unless we are the same person, which, I don't know. I don't think I have a twin. Do I have a twin? So it's not going to help you at all. The reason this video will help you is because it's going to teach you how to calculate your own macros. So nobody will have the same macros. Using somebody else's macros is like if you can't see properly and you use somebody else's glasses, I guarantee you still won't be able to see properly because they're that person's glasses. So your macros are going to fit you. So you can't just watch a YouTube video and go, oh yeah, so-and-so uses those macros, so I'm going to use those macros and then that's going to get me really lean. Not going to happen because they're not your macros. You need to figure out your own macros, which we are going to do today. So we're going to... Why did I put it over there? So, step number 1 is figuring out your calories for the day. So this is going to be how many calories you need per day just to live. Okay, just to maintain the exact same weight that you are. The best way I've done this since I started, really since I've done my personal training course, was by using the Harris-Benedict formula. Okay, so all you do, go onto Google, type in Harris-Benedict formula, and it will come up with these 5 different questions. So I've put it onto my phone, I've got it on my phone now already for the video. But the first question is going to ask how tall you are. So if you're like me, you will lie and say you're a lot taller than you are. But it will ask you for your height. So what I'm going to do today, for today's video, is just use a made up person. So we're going to call this person Ashley, because it could be a girl or a boy, it doesn't really matter. So we're going to call this person Ashley. So Ashley is 152 centimetres tall, or short. Then it's going to ask you for your weight. So you pop your weight in kilos, or whatever you'd rather, or pounds. But we're going to go with kilos today, just because we are British. So we're going to say 70 kilos for the weight. Then it's going to ask you for your age. So you pop in your age. Ashley is 25. And then it's going to ask you for your gender. I'll put male onto here, but Ashley is Ashley. And then it's going to ask you for your activity level. So with your activity level, what I will say is try and be quite harsh on yourself. But like I say, this is going to give you a rough calculation of the calories you need. So once you've put all that in, you're just going to press calculate and it will come up with how many calories you need per day. So for Ashley, it is going to be 2,500 calories. So that is how many calories Ashley needs to maintain the same weight. Okay, so that's how many calories Ashley needs per day to maintain the same weight. So, like I say, first of all, you'd start off by working out how many calories you need to just live. Now that you've got your calories figured out, step number 2, you need to ask yourself what your goal is. So you're either going to be wanting to lose fat. Now, I'm not going to say lose weight, because losing weight you could just drop on the scales. Nobody wants to lose weight, you want to lose fat. So you either want to lose fat or you're going to want to gain muscle, aka bulk. Now after you've decided what your goal is, you're going to taper your calories around your goal. So the best rule of thumb that I would use, and to start off with, and like I said with my prep, I will always start off slowly. Okay, so I would never, if say I wanted to lose fat, I would never drop my calories ridiculously low, because like I say, then you've got nowhere to go with it. Before you start, and same when it comes to gaining muscle or bulking, if you wanted to gain muscle or bulk, don't set your calories ridiculously high. Yeah, you'll bulk quickly, but you're not going to bulk efficiently, so you're not going to gain quality muscle, you're just going to gain fat. So, and then that way you've got nowhere to go with it. If you just started off eating 6,000 calories, good luck trying to eat more than that. Good luck even trying to eat 6,000 calories. So my best rule of thumb is to start with either 250 or 500 calories more or less than your maintenance level. For example, if Ashley was to lose fat, we'll go with this one for today. But if Ashley was to lose fat, or want to lose fat, then I would set the calories to start with 250 or 500 calories lower than maintenance level. So, like I say, you can go, I'd go roughly in between there. I'd probably start with a 250 and then see how the first few weeks go, and then from there you could drop it by a little bit more. But same on the other side, if you wanted to gain muscle, then all you do is add either 250 or 500 calories to your maintenance calories. So, we're going to go with today, Ashley wants to lose fat, okay? Just for today, just for today's purpose. Ashley wants to lose fat. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to say we're going to minus 500 calories from Ashley's maintenance level. So, once we've minused that, we'll have 2,000 juicy calories. Sick, that's not too bad. So, now that you've figured out how many calories you're going to need to lose weight, or now that we've figured out how many calories Ashley is going to need to lose weight, we can now move on to the big one, macros. How to figure out your macros, or how to make your macros fit to the calories that you need. So, for me, like I say, this is the way I do it. I always start by figuring out your protein. Not because I'm a gym douche, just because protein is where you're going to get your recovery, that's where your muscles are going to recover. And then I would never really change my protein, whereas I would change my carbs and fats. If I'm going to change anything, if I'm cutting or if I'm bulking, or say if I'm losing fat or gaining muscle, the two things I would change is either carbs or fats. So I would never actually change my protein throughout. So my proteins stayed the same. The only time I change my protein is depending on my weight. Okay, so that's why I'd always start with protein, because then you've got that number from protein. So the best way to figure out your protein, or the best way I figure out my protein, is 1.5 to 2 grams. So I always go by a rough rule of thumb, 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. If I'm cutting or if I'm trying to lose fat, I'll try and keep my protein quite high because I want to hold on to as much muscle as possible. If, for example, Ashley, let's say we'll go with the 2 grams per kilo of body weight. So Ashley is 70 kilos, times that by 2, you get yourself a nice round number of 140 grams. So you will have, for Ashley, let me come this side. So Ashley is going to aim for 140 grams of protein a day. So that's your protein all figured out. Bosh, right there, nice and easy. With the protein-wise, for me personally, because like I say, I'm trying to hold on to muscle, I'll probably add another 10, maybe 20 grams onto mine. But just for today, we're just going to keep it nice and simple and just say, protein-wise, 140 grams, okay? So I'm going to leave that there, the protein, because we're going to come back to that in a minute. Next up, we need to figure out how many grams of fats we're going to need. So fats-wise, the reason I'm doing fats I will explain when I get onto carbs, and you'll sort of figure out why I'm doing fats next over carbs. But the main reason is because I sort of have a rough ballpark of the numbers that I want to use for fats. Okay, so when it comes to fats, when it comes to carbs, like I say, these are going to be the things that you're going to change in your diet. So these, I would never touch the protein, I'd just leave the protein where it is, and I would use either the carbs or fats if I need to drop a little bit more, or if I need to gain a little bit more. That's what I'm going to change. And same again, this is what works best for me. Okay, so I work better on higher carbs, whereas other people might work better on more fats. So I would start off with this ball mark, and then figure out how your body's feeling. If you're going in the right direction and everything's moving in the right direction, but you are feeling like you've got no energy whatsoever in the gym, I would increase your carbs and cut your fats down a little bit. Or vice versa, some people feel like they work better on carbs, some people feel like they work better on fats. Some people might have a lot of carbs and just feel really sluggish and really tired, whereas they might feel really, really good on, say, higher fats. So you've got to kind of change it to what works best for you. But that's getting into it really, really deep. That's what she said. But like I say, like this is just a rough ballpark what I would normally use for myself. When it comes to fats, I would gauge it between sort of 50 to 70 grams of fats per day. So it's entirely up to you. Like I say, if you need to change it, you can change it. But roughly 50 to 70 grams is what I'd use for me. So let's say for Ashley, let's go in the middle. We're going to give him or her 60 grams of fats per day. Okay? So we're going to give Ashley around 60 grams of fats per day, which is now going to lead us on to the big one, carbs. So figuring out your carbs, this is now going to be nice and easy because you've done all the rest. So when it comes to figuring out your carbs, all you're going to do is you're going to use your maintenance calories and you're going to minus how many calories you've used from your protein and your fats. How do we know how many calories we've got in protein and fats? Like I said at the start, 4 calories per gram of protein, and same with carbs, and then 9 calories per gram of fats. So for protein, if we're using 140 grams of protein for Ashley, that is 560 calories. Fats, 60 grams of fats is 540 calories, okay? So from there, you're just gonna add those two numbers together. So we will now have 1,100 calories altogether. So that is what we're using from protein and fats. So now that we've got that number, 1,100, we're gonna minus that from Ashley's calories. So we're going to minus that, so we've now got 900 calories left. I know what you're thinking, what the hell, how is that my carbs? From there, divide it by 4, okay? So that's how many calories you've got left, yeah? Do you see what I mean? So that's how many calories you've got left now to use for your carbs. So then you just divide that by 4, because like I said, per gram of carbs you get 4 calories. So dividing that by 4 will give you your number for your carbs, or for Ashley's carbs, which is... Oh my god, I've written it really badly. Just go with it. Oh my god, I've really written it badly. Dang it! ...225 grams of carbs. Does that make sense? You'd use the calories from the protein and the fats, take it away from your calories, bosh, there is the carbs that you need per day. But that is it, guys. That is it in an eggshell. That is it in a cream eggshell. That is how you work out your macros. Like I say, this is the way that I do it. Doesn't mean it's going to work for you, or well, it will work for you. But it doesn't mean that you have to do it this way. It doesn't mean this is the best way to do it. It's just the way I do it. I've found it works for me. So, but I hope this has given you a little insight on the best way to figure out your macros, because I know it's a bit of a ball game and there's so much more you could go into with it, but I just wanted to keep it nice and simple with just the way that I like to do it. If you like this kind of video, let me know, because it'd be cool to do another one. It was actually quite good fun playing around with the whiteboard, drawing willies on there. I mean, like obviously taking it seriously and stuff. But yeah, if you did like this sort of video, let us know in the comments below, or drop us a message on Instagram, which is just down here. If you're not following it, why are you not following it? Because there's so many more tips on there. But yeah, make sure, like I always say, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and just show some love. If you are interested in online coaching, it is in the description below. Obviously, that way we can go into more details on the macros, because it's all well and good knowing your macros, but then knowing when to change and stuff like that is where the online coaching comes in. But I hope, like I say, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more of the Brotherhood Shredding. Stay tuned for more gym tours, and just stay tuned for us getting really petite, trying to stay swole. Probably won't work. Loads of love. Thank you so much for the support, and I will see you on the next one. Peace!